Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds, let the artificial intelligence do all the work, and increase conversions by 50% while you keep doing marketing as usual. Come check us out on pathmonk.com. All right, everyone, welcome to today's episode of Pathmonk Presents. And we want to talk about today's guest. We have Irem Sayyad from The Big Carrot. The Big Carrot is a gem actually in Toronto, Canada. And they have 2 community markets and they have an awesome website as well. So Irem, good to have you on today's show. How's it going?
Thank you so much. It's going great. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. So, I gave a small intro about The Big Carrot. I don't think I did it any justice. So, I want to pass it back to you and hear about what you guys do and what's the heart of The Big Carrot. Can you describe it to us as you describe it to someone new?
Of course, I can do that. So the Big Carrot is a natural food market. It's not like any other grocery or supermarket. It's not like we don't carry conventional products, but rather we stick to our pillars, which is like local, organic, sustainable, non-GMO, and fair trade products. And at the same time, it was like Toronto's one of the first natural food market established in 1983. And this place is more like, worker owned. So the people who are working, the employees who are working along with us are the one who, runs the company in the democratic way. So that's about the Big Carrot. And we have like a different departments as well. That is like the body care and dispensary. We have our organic juice bar. And at the same time, we have our main store where we carry produce and the grocery stuff. And yeah, and we have 2 locations. One is at Danford and the other location is at Southwood location in Toronto.
That's awesome. And, it's interesting to hear about this, co-ownership. How many owners does it have? I think I read about 9 on the website. Is that?
Yes. Yes. It was founded by the 9 original owners. But, like in democratic way, it just kept passed on. Like, like there are chairs who have been elected by the shareholders. And so like a new government, a new, a board setup is made like in every 3 years. And they are the one who would be, making decisions for the company. So yes, that is all about the worker owned thing with the website. Sorry, with the company.
Right. Okay, that's really good. So what kind of person comes to The Big Carrot? Because I know, obviously, you have a website, you have physical locations, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just curious about your audience in general. Obviously, it's people with that care about healthy living, but
Yeah.
more specifically, then could you describe to me to us as to what your audience is?
Sure. So I'd say like most of our audience is the health conscious, like you mentioned, for sure. But at the same time, we have people, who supports, local farms, who are into sustainability, who wants to go like, vegetarian, vegan. Definitely we have meat options, but those meat is also, like sourced in a way which is like uh sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry.
No worries.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you can start answering again if you want, and let me.
Okay, so the audience which comes is definitely like the health conscious audience with us, but at the same time, we have people coming over who believes more in like sustainability, who supports local farmer, who supports fair trade. So these are the kind of audiences we get. And since like I mentioned, like the store is open since like 1983. So our huge consumer base is like the customers who are above the age of 50. And we have their generation, family generation coming over to us and, shopping from us. So that is something which we see a lot. In fact, we have like a lot of employees who have been working us like, with more than 30 years. So yeah, that's all about the demographic we have. Yeah.
Well, that's impressive, and it sounds like there's a lot of referral and people coming over through generations, right? So
Yeah.
that's impressive. You don't see that a lot these days. So
Yeah.
I'm also curious. So obviously, referral is a big part of it, but how many other ways are people finding about the big carrot, if not walking through the community market, but if they don't know anything about the big carrot, how would
Yeah.
they typically find out about you?
So I'd say like we still adhere to the traditional methods. Like word of mouth is number one for us. So like, people are coming, from across the province actually, to buy products from us because they know like there's a big the big cat over here and they might have shopped from us like from before. And so I'd say like the word of mouth is number one thing from us. And second would be our website, definitely. That's a landing page for the big carrot. And then it's the social media and the marketing which we do for the big carrot.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And I'm not surprised to hear about the website because that's it. For years now, it's been the business card for businesses online, right? There's no getting away from that anytime soon, I don't think. So I'm curious, what kind of role do you think your website plays when it comes to attracting new clients? How many people walk in store or how many
Yeah.
people actually order online?
Yes. So definitely like website is the most important part of the company. I'd say like if brand is like the personality, I would say website is something like the first impression of the company. So website is like a landing page for every company, and I think it's very important. At the same time, for us, we try to be updated with all the recent trends, like or whatever is happening in our the community market, to keep it updated with the website so the customers know like what's happening within our community. And at the same time, I'll say like website is something which is important for the customers to know more about like the details and the background of the company and what the company stands for.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Um, is there anything that you learned throughout time? Even, you know, we can take your experience with the big carrot, obviously. I know you've been there for a few months, right? So
Yes.
maybe you're still, learning the ropes and whatnot. So this is a catch-all question, I guess, in terms of your experience, right? So is there anything that you've done about what makes a great converting website? And specifically, I guess, the question is because our audience are interested at the end of the day, they're interested in finding out about, great businesses like yours, but also about conversions, right? So
Of course.
any tools, tips, or approaches that you can recommend, then, that they will definitely enjoy it. So feel free to share
Yes.
if you do have any.
Yeah, sure. So I'd say like the number one point definitely would be, like working on the SEO. So that is how like the people are gonna know, the customers are gonna know about your website, and definitely the untapped audience, they're gonna search something and they can find your website. So that's number one for me. Number two would be, I would say it would be more about updating your website frequently. There shouldn't be like an event mentioned over there, which it's already been done. So something like keeping updated with your website, like with what your company is doing, is very important. And for me, like I feel like the clean website is something which is the another thing. Like it should be easily navigating, and at the same time, it should represent what your company is. So yeah, these are the like three main key points I would say like for the website.
Okay. Okay. Those are good points. Is there anything, most people that speak to, they have one tool they swear by, right? When it comes to conversions, it could be analytics, it could be anything else, right? Is there anything that you rely on the day to day that, that's been helping you for a long time?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So we go through the analytics, and definitely like one of the main is Google Analytics. That is how like how you've been doing the conversions for the website. So that's definitely important. But at the same time, click through rates, like we have our Instacart as well. So we try to put those links on the website, and like that is how the audience navigate over there. So we also know like how many customers are actually going through our website, and then from there they're actually going through our products and buying them. So that is something what we do as well. Yes.
Okay. So it's Google Analytics, I guess it's one of the tools that you check on a daily basis, right? Something that you want to check, make sure you know what the traffic is like, where are people bouncing and whatnot. So okay, makes sense. Well, let's stay on that note actually about what you do on a day-to-day basis, right? So I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about you as a leader. if you don't mind. So then I'm curious. Then what other things do you do on a day-to-day basis? What are the key tasks, if you will, that you focus on your day-to-day work?
Like as the marketing manager for the company, you have to wear like different hats. That's number one thing. So, I start my day with starting off like in what campaign we are working on. So right now it's like holiday season. We're working for holiday campaigns. So, looking at our graphics, looking at our, where we're going to promote them, like looking at the social media. So that is like the day-to-day task. Apart from that, like replying to all the emails and, like coordinating between the departments, like what exactly they are looking for and, what they want to promote special for this holiday season or like, what is something different, new product, which you would, like the audience should know about them and how we can, make it something presentable to the customers in the unique way. So that is something like we focus on a lot and definitely filming stuff like commercials and like, coordinating with different brands. So yeah, that's like what my day to day looks like.
Okay, that's good. As with most marketers, you say you wear so many different hats, you don't even know which one to wear anymore. Like, uh, I can totally relate to it. When you work with startups, it's just like you have to do many things, right? And you have to switch context and you have to become good at it. Otherwise, you're gonna be buried by responsibility.
Definitely. It cannot be like you're learning one thing today and it's going to be the same thing continuing. So yeah, of course we have to keep learning.
Yeah, absolutely not. And that's what makes it fun, I think. So, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the interview. So I want to jump into our rapid fire questions, if you don't mind. And there's only one rule for it, right? Uh, that only short and crisp answers are needed. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sure.
All right, sweet. So text or video?
I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
No worries. Is it text or video?
Video.
Okay. What's the most recent video you watched and why did it stick with you?
The recent video. Okay, this is kind of deep. Like I was watching or scrolling through my social media and I was
Mhm.
looking at the video which talked about like spirituality and how you're gonna manifest things and like that has stuck to me, basically majorly because of the graphics and the visuals on the video, the way they, like hooked me into that bite-sized content. So yeah, definitely that is something which reminded me. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's what we do in marketing, right? We explore that tension. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good. If there were no limits with technology, what's the one thing that you wanted to solve that will make your life as a marketer easier?
For this, I would definitely say like, have some technology where I could directly teleport to that software and it would create graphics, what's in my head directly on the screen. So, like how we have to go back and forth with the campaign graphics, So I would want something like that. And just thinking in my head, like, this is the kind of graphic I want and I don't need anyone. It's just from the software directly over there. So that is something like if there is no like, break to the technology, I would definitely want that.
Okay. If we could just visualize it and then give it to this AI machine or okay, that would be really good. That would be really nice. If you could automate one thing you find yourself doing over and over and over every day, what would it be?
I'd say, I don't know, I want to answer this way. Like, can it be like every time my coffee is like half full, it just get me like
It could be anything. It could be anything that takes your time, right?
the answer. But I would say like I'm a person like who don't like monotonous things and like the role of marketing is something which I like it because it is something different. Like every day you have to do something new. So I don't know, like I don't have an answer for this. But what would you answer for this? Like I was interested in that.
Yeah. Any kind of task, right, that you think, oh, this is boring, or
Yeah.
I can use my skills better for this, right? Yeah.
You would want that to be repetitive. Oh, okay. That's amazing. Because I was thinking about that, but I don't think like it's like I don't like monotonous things, so definitely there's no answer to that.
Okay. Fair enough. Uh, okay. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give to yourself as a marketer if you could restart your journey? Let's say, what's that one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
A piece of advice that I would give myself would be, like what I have learned today might not work as soon as tomorrow. So you have to keep updating, you have to keep learning, you have to be, like with the trends. And definitely as a marketer, as we know, like there is so much competition out there. There are so many new things, new trends coming in. So that would be like number one thing. Like, like back in days, I would say like what I've learned in school or what I've learned with my first experience is going to work with the next experience. But I'd say like there are so many different things we learn between that and then we apply it, like to the work we are doing. So I'd say like something which worked for you before won't work for the same for the next thing. So you have to keep learning. That's the one thing that I would say for sure.
Okay, that's a great way to close, I think. Learning is such a big thing. And sometimes we, when we get good at something, we think, oh, this is it. And then can kind of coast from here on. And
Yeah.
that's not true, right? So I think keeping that mentality is very positive for anyone, really, not just for marketers, but for anyone. So that's a good one. Thanks for sharing that. Uh, so, Irem, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I want to give you the last word. Okay. So, if someone forgets everything about the interview today,
Okay.
what's the one thing they should remember about the big carrot?
Okay. So the one line, I'd say that would be, like if you want to start living healthy, come to the big carrot. That would be the line.
Okay. That's the slogan right there. You got it.
I'm gonna use it for the next campaign.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I think people inside the company will appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
All right.
inviting me.
Of course. Of course. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much again. And hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.